How are you doing today, Dave?
Happy to be here. That's my stock answer anymore. I'm happy to be anywhere. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Dave. You and me both have quite a week ahead of us as San Diego Comic-Con is upon us once again after its hiatus.
I'm almost dreading it. I don't know if I told you, but I'm planning on this is probably my last year on Artist Alley. It's just getting to be too much. I still want to go, but just as a fan and run around and have some fun for a change. Maybe return to Artist Alley once I resume my Shadow of the West stuff, because I've got a story for that, but I haven't been getting it down. I don't have it the way I want it yet.
So that was one of my questions, actually. I had read that this was going to be the last San Diego Comic-Con that you would do at Artist Alley. So for those, for our listeners out there, go by Dave's booth. Don't miss it. There's only 2 booths that I was going to go visit in Artist Alley, and yours was one of them. So you're actually FF06.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's right around my usual. Right around my usual. Yeah, FF somewhere around there.
Yeah, so FF06. That's where you're at. So anyone listening, go see Dave, support him. Shadow of the West, Panda Khan, you got a lot of cool tick prints that you're bringing, right?
Well, you know what? I'm just about sold out on my prints, but I've gone into a deep dig and I've found some original art. Just also some of the promo stuff that I've been doing for the cartoon show.
Yeah.
Since I just do a pencil and send it, scan it and send it to Mickey Clausen, my inker colorist. So he does all the rest. So I have all my pencils, for stuff. So I'll be selling pencils of the things I've done, the stuff from our Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
Because we did some, what do you call those, bookmarks? I did some artwork for bookmarks. So I've got the pencils for those that I think are pretty cool. So I got off the wall stuff like that. Tick, Paul the Samurai stuff from the comics. Some Tick Halloween special that I did. I've been finding off the wall stuff.
Did you find any original covers from like the Tick or anything like that?
You know what? I think I only have Paul the Samurai stuff left from
did you have Paul Samurai covers that you saved?
Yeah. Well, a couple I have.
Yeah.
Because they were done full color.
Yeah.
Like on acetate, like the way I did the old Panda Khan covers.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that.
So those are big oversized things. I didn't. Those are somewhere. Just so weird, because that was my old style where I would just do a drawing on the one side and flip it over and start. It was almost like paint by numbers because I just fill in sections of the drawing in paint. Yeah. And once it was dry, I'd turn it back over and do all the highlights on the front. It was a fun process, but I haven't done that in a long time. All the Panda Khan covers are done that way. Wow. Well, except for number 1, which was an oil painting. The original oil painting of Panda Khan.
Yeah. You kept that one, right? That one?
Oh, hell yeah. That belongs to Monica.
Beautiful. It should, as it should.
Are you familiar with that story about how the Panda Khan? Because I'd done a panda bear just from a photo.
Yeah.
And Monica said she wanted it, but I ended up selling it at an art show at Long Beach State.
Okay.
So she wasn't happy. So to make it up for her, I did that Panda Khan oil painting, which was way cooler than it was just a watercolor. It was, like I said, it was just a panda's like at the zoo, I think it was. And to make it up for it, I went all out and did the oil painting and created Panda Khan.
I love that you told the story right now because I knew the story, but I want our listeners to hear that. Many of them are not aware of that, so that's really cool.
Yeah, one of the weird, how things get created. Just basically, I took National Geographic covers of a panda. And then there was the what do they call those kind of fighters that I dressed up the original Panda Khan in that
the samurai kind of style?
It's kind of a samurai thing, but it's more of a sparring thing.
Yes, okay.
Because it was wooden. It was a wooden. He's got a wooden pole type. When they're whacking at each other with the wooden sticks and
Wooden
whatever.
sticks.
Well, there were two different National Geographic covers,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of just in my head put them together and did it as an oil painting. Monica's grandfather had a subscription for National Geographic from like 19 yikes, late 30s, I think, to the 80s,
Mhm.
and they're still we can still get at them. They're in in a enclosed like bookshelf, and so yeah, those are great reference,
Uh-huh.
because so they've covered so many things over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, now we use the internet, of course, but back in the day, that was really a great way, great reference for me, was all those National Geographics.
Yeah.
Old school. I'll bet you Wally Wood used National Geographic with some of the stuff he did.
For some referencing. Yeah.
Yeah, he was so photorealistic. I love that stuff.
Let's see. San Diego Comic-Con, as of right now, this is its 52nd year, because I believe it started in 1970. And you've been through there many years. You are an honorary INKPOT award winner. You've been going to the show for so long, so you've seen the changes through the years.
Well, I was only at one. I was only at one that they held at El Cortez. I was
Okay.
only at one, but yeah, what happened was I got out of the Army in 1975, and Monica was living in San Diego, going to San Diego State. So I went to San Diego, and my first one was 76, and that's when George Lucas sent all those people to show what Star Wars is going to be like.
Yeah.
And the guy who oh man, I'm going blank, but the guy who did the comics for Marvel.
At the
Oh my
time.
God. Yeah, those first Star Wars comics that Marvel did.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
issue 1, writer Roy Thomas, penciler Howard Chaykin.
Howard Chaykin, American Flag. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You probably aren't familiar with American Flag, one of Howard's.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
great book. Yeah, Howard Chaykin. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I was blanking on that name as well. I heard he's really interesting in person, actually.
Oh yeah, I've only talked to him a couple of times, but he's awesome. He's awesome. I follow him on Facebook. He's fun. He has he's been doing it for a long time. Like I said,
Yeah.
to be involved with Star Wars and Marvel like that. He'd been doing a lot of other stuff before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Howard Chaykin, man, he's a good one.
Well, at that time, Star Wars was what saved Marvel, though, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the sales numbers weren't
That's what I
there.
heard. I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't follow that exactly. I wasn't really reading a lot of Marvel comics back then. I would come and go to Marvels.
Yeah.
There'd be certain things like, and even DC. There was only certain things that I'd start. Oh, I'm gonna start reading DC again because the Blue Devil is cool. There'll be something that'll come out, and John Byrne is doing FF now, so I had to go back to Marvel and start reading FF because John Byrne was doing it. It's like, yeah, he's a great writer and a great artist. That's what when you got that combination, you're in awe of those dudes.
Let's get into that. Let's get into like what did you first start with, like the first comics that you really remember going back with, that you really enjoyed, that really they were like the bug that bit you, so to speak.
Okay, well, the thing, comics have been around as long as I've been conscious. My big sister, who was like 6 years older than me, she had Archie comics when I was just a tot.
Yeah.
And basically I learned to read with Archie comics. I was reading by the time before I got into first grade. I could read pretty good because of Archie comics.
Yeah.
So Archie comics, all the kid stuff, Harvey comics. There was just, when I was a kid, there was just everything. There was Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
There was stuff based on the movie. A movie didn't come out that there wasn't a comic adaptation of it.
Yeah.
I remember getting. I don't think I was old enough to go see the movie, but I had a Dr. No comic.
Oh.
Because it was adapted from the movie, but for the kiddies, they'd take all the sex out and just have the action. And Boy, I think my first James Bond movie was I was old enough to go see uh, Goldfinger, but
Oh.
I never saw Doctor No at the theater.
Uh-huh.
So I was like a big disappointment because I had the comic, you know. But you know, back then, you know, it was. I'm surprised there aren't more people my age that were comic fans still because there was just so much back then. You know, from Mad Magazine to Harvey Comics, it ran the gamut of just everything you think of. You know, there'd be what Jerry Lewis comics,
Oh, there
Bob
was,
Hope
yeah.
comics, you know,
Yeah.
crazy stuff like this, you know, just, and I just, you know, I would read everything I could get my hands on. That's, you
Yeah.
know, it wasn't until Marvel came out in the early 60s that I really started, oh, I'm only collecting this stuff now. This is too cool, you know, but I would still get like the occasional Metamorpho from DC, you know, just because I loved her art and the stories were always a little crazier than I always consider DC to be real straight, you know.
Yeah.
Superman, you know, even Batman was pretty straight back then. You know what was fun is you could get free comics by just walking down the alley.
Oh,
People
okay.
would would once they were done reading their magazines or comics,
Yeah.
they didn't just throw them in the trash. They'd stack them real nice and tie a string around them,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and they'd leave stacks of mags and stacks of comics out by the trash can, but not in the trash can.
Yeah.
So I would always be hunting the alleys, you know,
Yeah.
finding, you know, you never knew what you were going to find. It was I'd come home with a treasure almost like, you know, because you know, but once a month or so, people would get rid of, you know, they've been around long enough. But even then, they weren't just throwing them out; they were putting them out in case someone else might have a use for them.
And
You
these were
know,
the alleys where, Dave? Where was this? Like,
the alley in my back, you know, behind our house. You know how back in the old days, yeah, you'd put your trash in the alley, and then they once a week they'd come and pick it up.
yeah.
You know,
But
in the alley.
in
Yeah,
Imperial
they still do
Valley?
that, huh?
In Imperial
In
Valley? Oh,
Holtville,
wow.
right? I was born, well,
Yeah.
born in Brawley, but raised in Holtville.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, this was the late 50s, early 60s.
yeah.
Uh, you could walk down an alley, pick up enough of the empty bottles that by
Yeah.
the time you got to the little store at the end, you know, on Main Street,
Yeah.
you'd turn in your bottles and have enough money for a couple of comics and a candy bar or whatever. You
Wow.
know,
The come up.
it was it was just, you know, it was a different time, bro.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like I said, I remember coming home with it was one trip down the alley.
Yeah.
I came home with some Mad magazines, Dennis the Menace summer special. Uh,
Wow.
oh man, I can't remember something, you know, but it was a score that time. I was just, but
That
you know,
sounds like it.
people would just did that. You know, they didn't just throw the stuff out. You know, I'm sure some did, but a lot of the people would take care and say, "Oh, you know, these are still in. I don't want them, but someone else might want them." And there was no garage sales and yard sales back then. You know,
Mhm.
people just got rid of their old magazines and comics. It
Wow.
was, and like I said, a lot of people didn't bother with returning their Coke bottles, soda
Yeah.
bottles. So
Yeah.
you'd pick them up. You know, it's like now when you see the homeless people looking for cans and stuff.
Yeah.
But back then it was just kids, you know, picking up bottles because it was an easy way to make you know, everything was so cheap, you know.
Yeah.
Comics for 12 cents,
Yeah.
you know, a
Comics,
soda was a
candy,
dime,
soda. Yeah.
a candy bar was a nickel. So
Yeah.
if you had a dollar, man,
Yeah. You're on a
you were
shopping
living,
spree.
baby, you know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, there was, you know, it was funny because I was never broke. I was always doing, you know, yard work or something, you know,
Yeah.
mowing the yard for the neighbors or oh, you I was a I was a altar boy because I went to
Okay.
Cali,
Uh-huh.
and they would tip you when you did weddings. So summertime, that was another. You know, a lot of the kids would be gone, and I was still there, so I'd end up doing all the altar board crap because I wasn't on vacation.
Yeah.
But they would tip you good for doing a wedding, you know, and so you know June was a great time to be an altar boy.
Awesome. Yeah, you stack up, be able to get all these cool things, you know. Did
Well,
you?
it's just stuff that it was the 50s. It was, the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah,
Things were so different,
yeah,
you know. Oh, well, like I said, I would mow yards. The
yeah. I did
first
that too.
gallon of gas I bought was 25 cents.
Oh wow! Now look at it, right?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, how high the gas prices in California right now, it's pretty
Uh,
high up there. Yeah,
they're 5 to 6, I'm sure.
yeah,
I don't even look. I just put it in and
yeah.
walk away crying.
We're at like 6 now. I mean, I don't. I drive an electric car, so
Excellent.
I don't like worry about that.
Yeah.
But like it hurts for me to look at because I did drive a gas car for like over 2 decades. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, I'm still driving my 20-year-old pickup. So
that's a good pickup though. If it's a 20-year-old pickup though, some cars don't even make it half that amount of time.
oh well, we have a couple of 20-year-old pickups. Monica drives a Ford, and I drive one of the smaller Nissan all around. So
Let's kind of dabble in how you got involved with TMNT and the Tick, both of those, because they're such big properties. Which one came first, actually? Did I don't think I've asked you that before. Which one came
well,
first? Turtles? Yeah.
turtles. Yeah, they
So
were.
yeah, so let's kind of like just kind of
They
like the
they
short
pretty
version.
much
Yeah.
broke that self-publishing thing to to brand. You know, basically the Tick is self-published by by a
Yeah.
comic book
New
store
England.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, New England Comics. So when everybody saw that the Turtles just broke out like that, they said, "Well, shoot, if they can do it, because you had you look at those early Turtle books and they're pretty. Didn't they also use that board where you brushed on the chemical and it made
Oh,
the different what do you call that, cross hatching and
yeah.
stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
They had a real primitive,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
look, fierce. They're badasses. They were modeled after, like what, Ronin and the X-Men or whatever. They
Uh-huh.
were, they were going to tear it up. People saw that, well, if primitive is what they want, we can do primitive. But also on the other hand, the Turtles also had a great storyline,
Yeah.
and they endowed those four main characters with some great personality, you know, and not everybody was able to pull that kind of stuff off. So the way we ended up doing hooking up with the Turtles is it's Kevin and Peter. I was in a fanzine, so we started corresponding,
Yes.
you know,
Uh-huh.
with paper and pen and all that kind of crap. And so, then they came out with their comic. But we said, you really should come out to San Diego and really, that's a great place to show your book off, and
Yeah.
and by the way, Peter, the Natural History Museum has this big thing on dinosaurs this summer. So that was,
You
that's all
lured him
Peter
in.
needed. That's all Peter needed. And they started coming to San Diego and they started doing the Archie comics. They asked me I started inking on Michael Dooney.
Yeah. Okay, Dooney.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Well, I'm terrible with names. It's been so long. Um, and then when they wanted more characters for their the toy thing, they said, "Oh, Panda Khan."
Yeah.
So Panda Khan and Usagi both ended up on the toy line. So
So did those two? So did Panda Khan and Usagi Yojimbo come in at the exact same time?
I have no idea, bro. I
Okay,
don't know.
that's interesting
I
that they got
think they
inducted at
were
the same time into
pretty
the
close
turtle
to
world.
about the same time.
Yeah.
But I didn't really. I was too flabbergasted getting my own toy that I wasn't even worried about that. Oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, here's
How
mine.
sweet is that,
Look, check
man?
it out. It says right there, Dave Garcia, 2016 SDCC.
Man, that one's in nice shape.
Yeah. Look, unpunched. I got a nice one. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that's super, super
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. This is it's
Never popped a hole there, huh?
yeah. I
That's excellent.
cherish that. So Yeah, that's my Panda Khan figure right there.
That's cool, dude.
You were always a hero to me, because you made it. And like the fact that you did that, it was so inspirational to me as a kid, because the first comics that I ever really read also were Archie comics as well, because I was so young, right? I couldn't read a lot of the more mature stuff. And I would always like beg my mom to get me those little jumbo digests that are at the
Oh,
checkout
yeah,
lane.
yeah, yeah. Those are awesome. Yeah, yeah.
And
Archie
so
did
that
those too.
and so that's what I started with. But then, I'm a kid of the 80s. So like I fell in love with Ninja Turtles. And like that's like still like my number one franchise that I love. And so when the Archie jumbos I used to read, they used to buy me, there was a Ninja Turtle Archie comic. It was
Right,
like
right.
heaven for me. It was like all the stars aligned. It's like I'm supposed to be reading that. So I started to collect those. And my mind like exploded when I was told, like, hey, um someone that from here in Imperial Valley is the one that did those issues, and like I was just like, wait, what? Like it's like kids will be like, oh, pro baseball player,
Get
pro this,
out of
get excited
here.
for that. But I was not like that. Like that was never my thing. Like I've always been like very creative and art, I all the things I do, like I've always been into all those kinds
I've
of things.
noticed. I've noticed. Yeah.
And so like for me, you were like my Babe Ruth, you know what I mean? You were like my and like the
Yeah.
fact that you were from where I was from gave me hope, because that where we come from, unfortunately,
Yeah,
not too
yeah,
many
yeah.
people.
I hear that, man.
Yeah.
I had that. I had the same kind of thing, only not quite because because like I said, I just got out of the army when I started going to Comic Con. I wasn't sure, that I could do it. And then I met Jim Valentino,
Okay. Yeah.
and Jim Valentino and I were born on the same day.
Oh wow. Okay, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, yeah. We always call each other, brothers from different mothers, right?
Birthday
But
brothers. Yeah.
and so I'm like, I really took a liking to Jim and started reading his stuff, and oh my God, this guy, he's the same age as me, and look at what he's doing already.
Yeah.
I just need to do it. I just need to do it because that's what Jim said. Just do it, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's when you see, well, they do it.
Yeah.
I can do it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. It's kind of a knowledge or whatever that it can be done, and you can do it. You can do it just like that guy. Especially if you've grown up wanting to do it.
Hmm.
You better do it, man, because otherwise you'll just end up working at the IID or whatever, and be going, man, I could have done that if I'd only this and that. You just grab stuff by the neck and wring it
I
to
just
your will.
I just
I'm
charge it.
amazed at the stuff you pull off, bro. It's pretty awesome.
Thank you. I
Oh
just
yeah, when's the next IB Comic Con?
oh yeah, we're planning that already. So
Oh, seriously, excellent. Yeah, well, that's the thing I was telling Monica. I don't really think I have the gumption anymore to do San Diego. The 4-day gruel. But if I'm going to a 1-day convention,
oh yeah.
that's no problem, man. I can pull one of those off, no problem.
Oh, you are invited for life, Dave, forever.
All right, all right.
Not only that, when I make like a Imperial Valley Entertainment Convention Hall of Fame, you're gonna be the first inductee.
Oh yeah, well I better be.
Yeah.
And don't forget Monica, because
Yeah, Monica too.
without
Monica's gonna
Monica,
get there too. Yeah.
there wouldn't be no Panda Khan, because she took that silly little thing that I was doing and said, let's write a story. Let's put a story behind it. She said, there's all these things we can do to make this a real story,
Yeah.
incorporate, science fiction and mythology, and make this, because she was a big sci-fi reader, Dune, she loves Dune,
Yeah.
and she loves those kind of books where they just build a whole world,
Universe.
The Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
she's a
And she
big
did
fan of
that.
that.
She had a
Yeah,
home
she
run
did
in
that,
that Panda
man.
Khan
So
story.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. It wouldn't if it wasn't for Monica, there wouldn't be a Panda Khan as we know him. Which I think, because I can go back and read those stories and enjoy them. And some of those other things that I was doing on my own were just silly. Because we were first published by Warp Graphics, Wendy and Richard Peeney, the
ElfQuest.
ElfQuest people,
Mm-hmm.
ElfQuest people, and yeah, they would never have published the other stuff I was doing. It was just silly.
Yeah,
But Monica's story got their attention. They said, "Oh, this is interesting stuff,"
yeah.
So
There's a book called A Distant Soil, and that's technically the first appearance of Panda Khan, like in comics.
yeah.
And you know how they do those CGC gratings, those slabs? They put them
Oh,
in those
sure.
pencils. The first appearance of Panda Khan in the Distant Soil book, I own the only 9.8 copy, which is like the most highest graded copy in the world. I
Oh,
bought so many of those Distant Soil books and submitted them and never got good grades because that book was so tough to find in good condition. And then
oh,
I
yeah.
finally hit one, and then like on the CGC census, it's the only 9.8 in the world, but that was not an easy task. And it was a lot of hunting to find that book because it is not easy to
Uh,
find. And so that one's never leaving my collection. I actually would be. I probably want to see if I might bring it to you and see if we can or that one to get it signed, or maybe one of the turtle ones that we did because
oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's super cool because now I could get like the graded ones, but like they could put both yours and my name on it on one because I'm doing all the Archie stuff now. So like that would be super cool if we're like both on one book because I'm so proud of getting to collaborate and do that book with you, and you do that cover for like my store, and there's just a lot of meaning with that because it's all like it's like a true Imperial Valley project,
Yeah.
it's
I
so
really
cool.
like the way it turned out too. I thought that it turned out really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really cool. That was fun. I know you're big on like Western movies and stuff. I'm like on a Western kick right now of like watching a bunch of films. I love Westerns. Um,
They're great. They're
I
great.
thought,
They're like
yeah,
the American mythology,
yeah,
on film. There's there's comic book gods, and then there's the cowboy gods.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I love westerns. Yeah.
what,
What are you watching? What are you watching right now?
you know what? I
Uh,
just watched a
old
show.
stuff or the
Well, I just watched a newer show. It was called Godless. Have you heard of that? Godless
some of the streaming?
on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I haven't. I don't stream, dude. I don't. Our internet is so terrible. I don't even bother. We can't hook it up to the TV, and I don't want to watch it on a phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
That,
do get certain things on video after they've been streamed enough.
yeah.
So I've definitely heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of it,
It's
but I
good.
haven't seen it.
It's good. It's the best like it's like only one season, but it's like the best Western show that I've ever seen. It's really
Oh,
good. It like hooks you in and you're on board. Um, but I mean, there's a lot of
what,
movies that I
what
love. Yeah.
did you watch any of the? Oh man, Yellowstone had
I heard that
oh,
show is so good. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's really good.
well, Yellowstone's cool, but they also did a season of like a prequel, but it was like set in 1883 or something like that. Or no, wait,
Okay.
I think it was after the Civil War, so 1886 maybe,
Uh-huh.
something like that. But it was, and Sam Elliott was in it,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I only saw the first episode because they put that on what Paramount, the regular Paramount, and then they streamed the
Yeah.
rest.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't see the whole thing, but it looked pretty cool. Sam Elliott makes a good Western.
He does.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that's another one. I want to see. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of all like the Coen brother films, No Country
Hmm.
for Old Men and True
Yeah, that's
Grit.
basically a Western. Yeah.
Yeah, True Grit. I liked 310 to Yuma. Uh
The remake?
I watched the remake. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
original actually. I watched the remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
If,
remake was
well,
good.
yeah, the original's good too. It's kind of thing where in the original it's black and white,
Yeah.
and it's interesting casting the original because like the Russell Crowe character,
Yeah.
he's played by Glenn Ford,
Okay.
which back in the day he was a hero character,
Yeah.
and the farmer character is played by oh my god, he was more of an anti-hero character. So it was really cool casting in the original
Yeah.
because Glenn Ford is such an endearing. He can be so endearing, but he was also, an evil bad guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was same with Russell Crowe. He did a real good job. That was a good remake. Uh, but yeah, you need to catch the that one. The original comes on Turner Classic Movies a lot, so
Okay.
maybe you can find that there for free.
What would you say is like your top three westerns? Like you have to see them. Like
Okay,
what's like your list, Dave?
uh, John Wayne, The Searchers.
The Searchers. Okay.
Uh, John Wayne.
Awesome. Yeah.
I just love John Wayne, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I mean, I love Audie Murphy, and I love all that stuff. But there's just something about John Wayne, man.
Yeah.
Even though I never agreed with his politics, or he was a real right wing kind of guy.
Yeah.
But damn, his westerns were so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, Searchers is probably number one. Have you seen that one?
I'm gonna
It's
watch it now. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
Searchers now. So
definitely Searchers. Because
yeah.
there again, John Wayne does not play a real likable guy. He's kind of a racist bastard.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And they're looking for his niece or something that the Indians have captured,
Yeah.
but he's planning to kill her
Yeah. Okay.
because she's been, with the Indians for years. But
Yeah.
she's not redeemable or something. He's planning to kill her, the other little friend guy, the guy who played the original Captain Pike in
Yeah.
Star Trek,
Uh-huh.
I can't think of his name, but he's like the sidekick, and he's like, "No, you're not going to kill her." It's
Uh-huh.
it's an excellent movie, because it's just because there were so many racists back then, dude.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Racism was just prevalent. Oh man, if an Indian took a white woman, oh my God,
Yeah.
that kind of crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's some pretty heavy stuff. Great movie though. It's filmed beautifully, uh, color, not a black and white movie, in color, one of his
Oh,
color ones. So yeah, check out The Searchers.
will do.
You'll enjoy
Okay.
that one.
A western that you saw in like more recent time that you liked? Something that was
Oh yeah. What was that called? The Hostels.
oh, that was so good with Christian
That was
Bale.
so good, wasn't it?
That
Oh
was
man,
super good. I
I'm
got
not.
lost in that movie.
I like Bale. I like Christian Bale. I'm not a huge fan, but
Yeah,
I enjoy his stuff. And man, I love that movmovie. He
me
was so
too.
good in that.
That's a
Great
sleeper hit.
cast.
People don't talk about that one, and it's good.
It's
Yeah.
weird, yeah, but it's under the radar, I guess. But I would have thought with a cast like that, it would have gotten more attention, because the lady, a British actress, I can't think of her
Uh-huh.
name. She's really good. Wes Studi is
Yeah.
the older Indian.
Uh-huh.
It just great.
It
They have
was.
that they have that singing cowboy in there.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
He was a regular in at least the first two seasons of Yellowstone, where he did the same thing, where he played guitar and sang.
Oh
You know,
wow.
so that's and that's the other thing. John Wayne movies always had some cowboys singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah, The
Yeah.
Searchers and
And
Hostiles.
yeah, you know what? In Hostiles, well, he was like their prisoner for a while, but the villain that was in 310 to Yuma is also in Hostiles. They like recast him for that. He was in that movie as well.
Which one?
He's
Oh
like,
yeah, he was the angel. He was the
yes,
original angel in the X-Men. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he was.
He's
Yeah,
great. I can't think of his
I
name, but
can't
he
think of
is
his name
terrific.
either, but he's just a good actor.
He'll
Yeah,
come out in small little roles and
he
just
will.
blow own the
Yeah.
movie. Oh, 30 Days of Night.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, dude, man, he
Yeah.
was so good in that.
You're right.
He's a great
You're right. He'll come out in like
bad
these
guy.
random movies, but he'll kill it, huh? And he's not
He's
like
just, he's like, takes a small part and just
yeah.
demolishes the role.
Good point.
I
Yeah, I
wish I
never
could
thought of
think
it
of
like
his
that.
name because he's really terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really great.
I don't know why I want to say his first name is it Ben Foster?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Right?
it. Yeah, Ben Foster. Yeah, yeah,
Taking
yeah.
a guess, but I think I don't know if I'm
Yeah, because that was the first angel in the X-Men movies, or I guess
yeah.
the only angel. I don't know if there's been another angel. I kind of I don't know if I saw the last X-Men movie.
Hostiles.
Hostile. Yeah, yeah. He plays that crazy psycho. He does that crazy psycho pretty good.
It is
He's a
Ben
good,
Foster. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, man.
And since Comic Con's coming up, do you have any tips or tricks for people attending?
This year is going to be very different than
Yeah.
what we've experienced. So I really don't, well, for what I've been telling people for the last, oh gosh, I don't know how many years, at least 5. Just don't bother going to convention. Just get a parking spot near a gaslight or gas,
Mhm.
the gaslight area, and just start walking around. There's so
Yeah.
many things on the outside of the convention, and you don't have that claustrophobic feel that
Yeah.
some people might have with that many people. But you certainly get the taste of Comic Con. You see all the people in costume, and they're like the all those other things that are going on, like the Adult Swim area
Yes.
where they have stuff that I'm not going to do, but someone braver than me might want to try that. But that's what I used to tell people: just go and wander around the outside, and you'll get a real idea of what's going on the inside.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to go all the way, and maybe next year you'll finagle a ticket somehow or whatever. But that's what I just you can get you can have a lot of fun just on the outside of the convention center. You get one of those overpriced parking spots, and then just walk around. Because
Yeah.
you see all kinds of people, and a lot of times you see even the celebrities wandering around out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm not into that, but some people are. Waited. Well, I didn't even wait in line. I went to what do you call those?
The panel?
A panel where Greg Bear was speaking.
Okay.
He's a writer,
Uh-huh.
and I had him sign my Dinosaur Summer book
Nice.
because it was
Nice.
such a great book. But I don't really get people. I've gotten autographs for other people,
Yeah.
but that was the only one I ever got for myself because and I've gotten stuff, by accident. I
Uh-huh.
was walking down this was early on. This was the old convention center. I had just bought a Famous Monster magazine, and
Nice.
here comes Forrest J. Ackerman walking towards me.
Wow.
And I said, "Well, gosh, this is like I gotta get his autograph now because I just bought it." Said,
Yeah.
"Hey, would you mind?" But just stuff like that. But I don't really stand in line for autographs because that's just there's better things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Uh,
yeah, that reminds me one time I was at C2E2 and they were closing everything and I was turning a corner and there really wasn't anybody there and then R.L. Stine, like the Goosebumps book
oh, no
writer,
kidding.
comes down and I'm just like
Well, that's cool that you
is
even
this
recognize him because I wouldn't have known
yeah.
the guy.
Yeah, so like
I wouldn't know.
exactly. Yeah, so like I like recognized them and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like it's just random, like
Oh
no
yeah,
one
it's
like
random stuff. I
yeah.
remember
And so we
I'm
took a
looking
photo
through a box
together.
of comics. Yeah, so I'm looking through this box of comics one year, and I look over next to me and it's what's his name, David Carradine,
Hmm.
looking through a box of comics next to me.
That's
And I
cool
didn't
though.
say shit to him because he
Yeah.
was there looking for comics. He didn't want to deal with some fan and go, "Oh, wow, David Carradine," you know. So you play it cool, keep looking at comics and going, "Oh, fuck, David Carradine."
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, same thing. Mark Hamill looking through a box of comics. This was in the old convention center on
Wow.
C Street. You know, you just
He was using the
because a lot of
force.
those movie stars were
Yeah.
also comic book people, and it was a real low key thing back there on C Street. It wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to see at Comic Con.
You never know. You never know. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
I call this ordinary questions with extraordinary individuals. That's what I call this segment. What is your favorite color?
I'll pass.
You'll pass.
No, I'm kidding. I think you know what? Seriously,
Huh.
my favorite color is gray.
Awesome. Awesome. I used to wear a gray hoodie in high school, like most of the time. I've loved it. I just wore it, just plain gray. There's nothing on it.
Yeah, yeah. Something about gray. Well, it helps. I guess it helps to be kind of colorblind and work mostly in black and white.
Hmm.
So shades of gray or you can do some cool stuff with washes and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, gray is a cool. And they call it black and white TV, right? But I grew up watching gray TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was really no black or white. It was all shades of gray.
What is your favorite artist or band of all time?
Oh well, shoot. I guess Springsteen, the
Christine.
boss. I mean, the Beatles are awesome, but something about Springsteen in the '70s just really got me going. And currently there's not nothing. But yeah, Springsteen probably the boss. I've
Awesome.
seen him more in concert than anybody.
Oh, cool.
Puts on a great show. Yeah, yeah. If
What?
you've never seen Springsteen,
I have
if you've
not.
never seen him in concert, you should check him out sometime.
I know while he's still around, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's still, as far as I can tell, he still puts on a good show.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's going on tour coming up. I guess after the summer.
Yeah, he reminds me of like the Rolling Stones. Like they're gonna keep going till the wheels fall off, you know? Yeah.
How many are left?
Yeah.
There's only really two of them, right?
Yeah.
I get, original Stones.
Yeah. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh God, original King Kong, Robert Armstrong, Bruce Cabot made a real impression on me at an early age.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I can watch that anytime.
What?
Second is Star Wars.
Oh, that's funny. Star Wars is your second favorite?
It was that long between King Kong and another movie that affected me that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to remember, I saw King Kong on a little black and white TV.
Yeah.
And then I finally saw, Star Wars on the big screen. So
Yeah.
it had an advantage.
Yeah, I love that answer. Yeah. What is your favorite snack or dessert of all time?
Ooh, dang, man. I can almost always go for a Snickers bar.
Nice. Hungry? Why wait?
Yeah. Quit acting like an idiot and have some Snickers.
What is one place you have not traveled to yet that you still want to visit?
I doubt if I'll ever go, but is New Zealand where they filmed Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow, yeah,
that place is just so awesome, so beautiful. It takes so long to get there. I don't think I'd be up for it.
I think the little Lord of the Rings, those little circle village, those little, I'm talking about those little.
Yeah, some of that stuff supposedly still there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. I saw some photos. It tripped me out. I was like, wow, that's incredible. What is your favorite franchise or nostalgic property of all time?
The Stan Lee, Jack Kirby stuff, just it got me at the perfect age, and I'll always love that stuff.
If you could offer one last bit of advice to anyone out there trying to pursue their passions, what would it be?
Yeah, you just have to grab it by the horn or whatever and do it. That's,
Beautiful, beautiful advice.
You just have to do it. That's all there is to it. And it doesn't guarantee success, obviously, but you're going to have more success if you just do it.
Yeah.
Nike knows what they're talking about.
I like to tell people, like, if you're not even going to try it, then you like didn't even like fail yet. So like, why not like at least, you know what I mean? Like
kind of like what Yoda says, right?
Yeah.
Just get your head out of your, behind and do it. If you fall down, get up, do it again.
He says, do or do not, or something like that. Do
no try. There's no try.
Yeah, there's no try. Do or do not.
Yeah. Yoda, he's pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
For a puppet. The first convention that they held at the current convention center.
Yes.
The Comic-Con only, because first of all, it wasn't as big, right? At that time, it was smaller. And Comic-Con was only on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Above, there was a Harley Davidson convention, and there was also a knitting convention up there. So there was 3 conventions going on at the time when the first Comic-Con did
Uh,
and it wasn't, I imagine by the next year, Comic-Con had taken over the whole convention center. And then, it was a couple of years later that they extended, the convention center because that Hall H, the big Hall H wasn't there when they first started either.
oh
That
wow.
was built, onto it. And Comic-Con filled that up right away too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just been growing and growing.
Everyone listening, check out Dave's booth, FF06, if you're fortunate enough to go to San Diego Comic-Con. If
Yeah,
you're not,
I've got the entire Shadow of the West 6-issue miniseries
awesome.
finally out. I think this is the first time in San Diego that I've had the whole thing
Beautiful.
because of the the COVID and everything. I only had like maybe up to 4 issues out.
Yeah. You
So
can sell it as a set. You can have like a complete set there,
the entire thing's there now.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I printed some a batch of number ones with a new back cover that's
Oh,
promoting the Panda Khan cartoon show. We'll
sweet.
see if that ever happens.
Oh, we should have
Because
talked about that. If you want, I can add, do you want to talk about that? The Panda
there's
Con?
not that much to say about it yet. They've been working on it. 2 seasons written already.
Wow. Okay. We're pretty, okay.
But also I've signed some those non-disclosure things, and I'm not sure exactly how much I'm supposed to say.
Oh, okay.
Other
Yeah.
than I believe we already have someplace that's going to stream us, but
Okay.
it's not any of the normal things. So there's something new coming up. I'm not sure.
The world's
But,
always evolving, you know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
it's like, remember I told you we were first published by Wendy and Richard Pini.
Yeah.
Even back then, they were getting a cartoon show, supposedly going, and
Yeah.
that's been, what, 30 something years, and
Yeah.
they still have not gotten a cartoon show. And that was a great ElfQuest was, man, one of my favorites. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that this version of Panda Khan that they're working up will actually, be produced.
Well,
we shall see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get those further details and the release and all that, you let me know, and I'll share it. I'm on Team Panda Khan all day, Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll help out. Dave, is there anywhere you want to point our listeners to check anything out? Your website, or where can they get some Shadow of the West if they can't go to the show?
I don't have a website anymore. I just kind of let that go. But if anyone's interested in comics, they can contact me on Facebook.
Here we go.
So
Dave Garcia on Facebook. Dave, I just want to say thank you. It's always an honor to talk to you. I'm just so thankful for years of inspiration, and I'm just, I'm always glad to call you a friend. We've done a lot of cool things through the years, and I've always been it always brings a smile on my face, like from the skateboards that we did together to the Turtles book to, having the show there, and like just everything that you do. I just, I support it, and I appreciate you, and you're the man, Dave, and you always will be. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Well, you know what? Right back at you, buddy. Because the stuff you've done is just skate park. You're integral in getting a skate. How many people could say that? Come on, and then you start a convention.
Yeah.
Wow, come on, dude. That's some good stuff right there.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that skate park was so hard to get, it past too, and we finally.
Yeah, but you know what? There's always kids there, man. I drive by there after I go shopping and whatnot at evenings, and the place is buzzing with young guys and kids in general. Girls too. So you did a good thing, man. That's a terrific. That's a terrific thing for the youth of the community. And so is that convention.
Yeah.
Another great thing for the community. That's what I like about you. You have your passions for comics and whatnot, but you also have been, helping out the community in ways that really people twice your age have not been able to do. So my hat's off to you. Even it's over there, but my hat's off to you for that, man.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. Right on, brother. Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. I
Yeah.
appreciate
So you have an admirer here.
it. Everyone listening, tune in. Follow Dave on Facebook, send him a message, support him. If you happen to be going to Comic-Con, go by his booth. It's a FF06. Don't miss it. He'll be there. This is his last show there. If you miss him there, you're gonna have to come over to Imperial Valley. So come give us a visit when we do our show. So because Dave is you're the king there, my friend. Ivy Comic Con, you're the
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great show, man. I enjoyed the last, how many have you had now? It's like three or
three. We would have
three.
been
Yeah.
at we would have been at
And
five, right? But
everyone has gotten better, which is what, that's how that's how you grade stuff. Each time it's just a little bit better. So
yeah,
good for you, man.
what's
Good
crazy,
job.
Dave, is that last show we did. Do you remember that? We dodged COVID by like what, 2 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That's crazy. I was thinking about that
Yeah.
not too long ago. I was like, wow, dude, we like really did probably less than that amount of time because we were hearing about
Yeah,
that
it was
for like
right on the cusp of the big. Yeah, that's right. I
wow.
had forgotten about that. Yeah, I'd forgotten how. Yeah, it was very timely. You snuck it in there. Yeah, it was
Weird,
a good
right?
show. It
So
was a good
thankful
show.
for that good time before a dark
Yeah,
time, right? Yeah.
yeah. We'll see how Comic Con goes.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd go to a super spreader event.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only doing the signing there because they're gonna like make an attempt at like making people make sure
Oh
they're
yeah. They seem to be doing a good job of that.
yeah.
Insisting because I'm fully vaccinated.
Mhm.
They're insisting on masks, and I'm all
Yeah.
I
That's
got no
why I'm
problem
doing
with
it
that.
too, because there's some sort of it's not a like it's not like a it ain't the Wild West, you know what I mean? Like at least there's some
Yeah.
sort of like some sort of
Yeah.
strategy, you know what I mean? That makes me feel at least a little more comfortable there.
And also, by and large, people at Comic Con are like, by and large, there's some exceptions, but for the most part, they follow the rules.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of maybe at parties late at night there might be some stuff, but during the convention, people tend to be good citizens.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Comic Con. So I have a lot of faith in our fans. All the people that frequent Comic Con. I think they are a little, there's a lot of crazy people, but I think they'll take it seriously.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
man.